Alright, sorry for the late start, everybody. We're back for day 119 of learning to read Chinese. We're finishing out our chapter, our chapter, tools, implements, utensils, various objects of purpose. First character of the day. I mean, some of these, I don't really understand why they're in this chapter, but I guess they had to put them somewhere. This is a rhinoceros. These guys. Beautiful animals. So the rhinoceros skin and horn and bones were used for various purposes, I suppose, traditionally. Some things used for medicine. And that's kind of an excuse for it to be here. You'll see that this has a Niu, which is a character for ox, cattle, and the like. Because I don't think they're related, but I guess they look kind of vaguely similar, so they're kind of grouped into the same category. We call them Xiniu. And on the top is like tail. Over here it's saying it's indicating that this animal is like on the fringe of what could be considered Niu, which I don't know, but that's what the explanation there says. Second character, Qi. And qi means a fin, like on a fish. These hard bits that they use to move. Qi. If you look at this. On the right is also qi, and this originally means like old and stiff. And so that meaning of stiffness, it's the stiff part of a fish. Would be the fins. Refers to alligators, crocodiles, how's this even pronounced? Cayman? In Chinese, we don't have separate words for these. They're all called yu. And you'll notice, yes, yu, fish, because all the animals, like every aquatic animal is called yu, regardless if it would be called a fish in English or not. We definitely would not call any of these fish in English, but in Chinese they are all yu. This is yu. This is an alligator. This is Chinese alligator. This is a crocodile. This is a cayman. This etymology on the right is for the sound, and this means like shocked and afraid. It's like this guy, he fell over and he's screaming really loudly or something, because these guys are pretty scary. If you see one, you probably are gonna be shocked and afraid. So that's that. Okay, next up, Chao. Chao, you'll see this again is a gut on the left for leather or hide, because that's what these were made of. Sheaths or scabbards, like to hold your knife or your sword. On the right is a xiao. Xiao, which means like, kind of similar, which I guess would be something like how this thing is kind of the same shape as the knife that it holds or something. I don't know. It's got another pronunciation, shalt, which refers to the cracker on a whip, which is this bit at the end, the thin bit that this part right there, braided thin bit on the end of a whip is called 鞭 shao, or 鞭 is whip. So in that context, 鞭 shao is pronounced shao, not qiao, like it is when you're talking about sheaths and scabbards for swords and knives. Pa is a kerchief, like a handkerchief or a little towel, this sort of thing. You would call shou pa. Handkerchief would be a shou pa, because hand is shou. And this very straightforward. If you say on the right is bai, which is for white, and on the left is a jing, which tells you it's a little cloth, right? A little white cloth. Very straightforward there. Ai means pure white. And this character on the left is white, which comes originally from the sunshine, because the sun shines white. And then on the right is a kai, I think. And that means, I'm not finding it here. Something about like feeling serene and at ease, because pure white kind of has that serene and peaceful feeling, something like that. That's how this is constructed. I don't think they use this just by itself anymore. Like the things that they use that for, now we put like as kai, it put other radicals on it, like the one with the shu xing pa would be joyful or kind, easygoing, and then the one with the triumphant or victorious. Anyhow, that's that. It's referring to the color of the hanky here. Pa ai, pure white hanky, very clean, very fresh. Next up, huh, which this one, the explanation, I don't know. Apparently the he on the right, which again phonetic component, originally had the same meaning as this he, which is the danrenpang, or the ke, this one, which means like why. It's like a barely passable excuse for clothing or something. Which is hemp fabric, like a very rough kind of burlap sort of sack fabric they use to make clothes for really poor people who have nothing else to wear. Nowadays you'll see this more commonly used just as the color brown, which we call 褐色. Yin means could mean one of two things. It can mean suddenly, or it can mean the dying breath, like in 奄奄一息, one's last gasp on the brink of death. This originally was on top. the electricity was on top. There's like a strike of lightning, and this is the guy down here who's like covering his head or something. And then over time, it somehow switched places, and then the person ended up on top of the lightning, which doesn't really make sense, but that's how it originated. Anyhow, and this, I guess, for once you could put these things together, unlike a lot of other places in this chapter where it seems like they just threw the words into the lines with no regard for the meaning of a couplet. This, I suppose, could be like your hanky starts out pure white and clean and in mint condition, and then over time it gets brown and raggedy until it's on its last legs. Or something. I don't know. I just made that up. Next up, punk. Punk means bang or thunder or zap or any sort of like. It's a sound onomatopoeia of something making impact. So we also use this in like 怦然心动, when you say your heart's beating on your chest because you're falling in love, or that kind of thing. You would use 怦, or also for 砰砰声 is a bang. 怦然, yes, loud impact noise. On the right is 平. But this is less about the actual meaning of 平 as a character on its own. If you look at the character, it's like more the shape of it. This thing, I don't know, like a slat of some kind falling down. And then there's a rock over here that tumbled off a cliff and started banging into things. Something like that. Ping, it has the same consonants, so that's sort of phonetic as well. Ts. Ts refers to magnetism. You'll see this is also related to rocks, because the magnets come from rocks that have those certain properties. There you go, magnetic fields. And then the etymology of this character, the z on the right, phonetic, and then also z means like generated, something that grows and power that radiates, that sort of thing, energy. So rocks that generate something, what do they generate? They generate a magnetic field, and so that's how we have this character, 磁, for magnets. You would call a magnetic rock, you would call like a 磁石. Or sometimes you'll also hear like 吸铁石, which means that it attracts metal, like it sucks metal towards itself. But yeah, like 磁场 would be magnetic field, 磁带 magnetic tape, 磁化 magnetization, anything magnetic, 磁. Li, another kind of rocks. This is gravel, little tiny bits of rocks. And this on the right is 乐, like in music, 音乐. It's referring to something that flows. So the rocks are small enough that they can flow like a liquid, sort of. So that's how this 砾 for gravel. You more commonly you'd hear it as 砾石, or yeah, 砾石, specifically as a type of stone. 砾岩 is a conglomerate kind of rock, like when the gravel gets packed together again into a kind of rock. And then we have another one, cha. cha, which refers to fragments or small broken pieces of anything, ice, glass, whatever. Li is only fragments or small broken pieces of rocks, specifically of rocks. And cha, even though it also has the rock radical, this refers to fragments and small broken pieces of anything. Could be ice, could be glass, could be like in this is called da cha zhou, because this is also sort of in little fragments, little chunks of stuff in the porridge. So use that word for that, as well as for broken glass. This is a this. I don't know about this explanation. It's saying that it's because like they get the pieces are so small that you need to inspect them to see them properly or something. I don't know. Whatever. But on the right, yes, this is also cha. It sounds the same, so that's your phonetic indicator. We've got another pronunciation over here, cha. And cha is used in words like huzla cha, or huzla is beard, and huzla cha is like beard stubble. Like this dude has over here. And in that context, it's huzla cha, not cha. Next up, law. We don't have a picture for this because obviously we're keeping it PG. Law means naked or nude, not clothed, bare, whatever you want to call it. On the left is the radical for clothes. On the right is a tree. It's like a tree, a bare tree would be like a person who's not got clothes on or something. But that's how it's composed. And on the right is guo, so it's got the same vowel sound, sort of a bit of a phonetic indicator as well. And next up we have duo. Is this the last one? I don't remember. No, it is not. We got two more. Duo, which means when you pronounce it duo with this sound, duo could be a noun or could be a verb. Pile up neatly, or stack, or it could refer to the pile or the stack as noun, verb or noun. This is a dirt radical tuo, right? And on the right is duo, like hua duo, like a flower bloom, like a blossom. I guess a blossom is like a neat little thing of petals. I don't know. Perhaps. But we've also got this alternate pronunciation, duo, and duo refers to it is only a noun, it's not a verb. Buttress or target. Buttress, like the part of a wall that sticks up like this. It is, I guess, a specific type of pile or stack. But that is duo, not duo. It would be called duozi, or duodie as a battlement, crenels, buttresses, these sorts of things. Very specific use case. For just generic piles, you would say duo. Could be hay. For instance, anything that you're trying to stack neatly. Peat refers to unburned brick or earthenware. So it's the stuff before you fired it. You shaped it, but it's not fired. And so then it also came to mean a semi-finished product. And this one, I really don't understand what this etymology is trying to say. I don't really see what being big has to do with it. But it does have this dirt radical, which tells you it's related to earth or earthenware, I suppose. And the character on the right is also pronounced P the same way, which is phonetic indicator. I don't know about semantic weight in this particular character, but yes, this is P and it refers to unburned brick or earthenware or a semi-finished product. Next one is our last character for the day. Chuan. And chuan refers to a brick or anything shaped like a brick. So here we go, some bricks. Everybody knows what those are. They're made of earth and then you bake them. This is after they've been baked. Before they're baked, it's P, and after they're baked, it's chuan. You'll hear them say chuan tou. Typically. For like a brick or a fragment of a brick. And this on the right is also chuan. And chuan, this means it's like a kind of narrowish, smallish. I guess because these are the small parts that are going to be put together to make a big wall or something like that. But yes, it's also pronounced chuan on the right, so that's phonetic. And then rock radical tells you it's got to do with rocks or stones or what have you. When you fire dirt in the kiln, then it hardens and it becomes like rock. So there you have it. That's our 2 lines for today. And this practice thing, presumably should still work on your accounts. I don't know what's going on this side. We'll figure it out. Don't forget to practice. Remember all your characters that you learn. And go back and review the ones from before. Looks pretty bad out here, but it's because we got like 3 different accounts going. And all of them have different stats. We'll figure it out. Next time we're gonna be talking about We're gonna talk about clothes. See, look at that. Then we have this actually in the lesson, which we just saw as a radical on the left side of a bazillion different words. Yes. Next time it's about clothes. Okay, anyways, we'll see you tomorrow. And I'll end the stream for today.